14 of Sincerely Unrequited. I'm excited to be with you. We've been reading from this book almost every day, and if you're like me, the characters have been bringing you tons of joy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in this chapter from Grace's perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into it. I do have the baby laying down with me, so if he wakes up, I might have to pop out and grab him, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. Chapter 14, Grace. Fabio's hand felt warm around mine as I started around the room. Giant papier-mâché characters surrounded us. Some of the video game couples I recognized, like Mario or Princess Peach, or Master Chief and Cortana from Halo. And here, in the middle of it all, stood my best friend and me. Grace, Fabio said, I know you think my head is in the clouds, but these characters, they're some of the realest things I know. Like this. He led me toward Mario and Peach. I know at the end of the day that Mario is going to do what it takes to protect his princess. I looked at their bright eyes, their linked hands, just like ours. Fabio led me to another couple, Master Chief and Cortana. If anyone battled reality, it was Master Chief, Fabio said. Cortana was an AI, but they worked together, and it didn't matter whether she was real or not. His feelings were real enough for both of them. She actually gave herself up for him, to save him. Fabio's eyes roamed the couple. Remember that time all of those people made fun of me in health class, saying my pimples were herpes? My stomach hurt just to think about it. Fabio had been on the verge of tears that day. You stood up for me, he said, even though it meant they could have turned on you. Had I been his Cortana all along? And what did it say about me that an artificial intelligence had become more self-actualized than I had? Fabio brought me to couple after couple, telling me stories about love and bravery and sacrifice. His explanations brought the characters to life right in front of my eyes. How had Fabio been in a world so real and I'd missed it? Just watching him talk about them, seeing his eyes light up, his hands gesture through the air, his knowledge, it blew me away. In all of the stories he told, he compared me to the hero, the defender. Didn't he understand that he'd done that for me? Fabio had become my safe place all these years, the one person I knew would always be there for me. Through the fights, through the phases, through grades and dances and changing dreams. Had he become more than a friend? I wasn't used to this gray area between best friend love and forever love, but when Fabio took both of my hands in his and looked me in the eyes, I knew we'd passed from the realm of friendship. But where we were now, I didn't know. What do you think? He asked, his eyes wide open and more vulnerable than I'd ever seen him before. My heart wanted to go to him, but something held me back. Fabio didn't know that in just a month I'd be leaving Oklahoma again, this time for a year. Maybe he wouldn't like me so much when he learned I traded our dream for my own. That wasn't love, was it? Didn't love give of itself just like Cortana had for Master Chief? I don't know what to think, I admitted. Fabio's face fell, moisture pooling in his eyes. He tilted his head down, but I reached up and lifted his chin with my index finger. Hey, I said, and I stalled. What could I say to Fabio that would ever be enough? I love you, but I don't know what to do with that. He nodded and wiped at his eyes. After taking in a deep breath, he said, Okay. Silence hung between us, heavier than my heart, until Fabio said, I'm going to the Fallout breakout. Why don't you check out the exhibits? And then I watched my best friend walking away, dreading the day he would walk out of my life for good. I worried it would be sooner rather than later. But I couldn't think about that right now, or I'd be crushed under the weight of what that meant. I left the room of great loves and went back into the big expo space. My eyes went to Lara Croft, that busty girl with the braid. I'd caught more than one guy drooling over her chest when Fabio and I were out there, but he'd been so cool about it, greeting her like a friend. I walked past the tables, wishing I had Fabio with me to decode it all. I mean, I understood some from the game stuff he talked about, or the times we'd played Halo, Skyrim, or Fallout together, but without him around, I kind of felt lost. A big banner hung over an indoor tent. "Are you lost? Madame Sinistra reveals all." Okay, that was a little convenient. Too convenient to ignore. A sign right outside the flap said vacant, so I peeled back the curtain and poked my head in. The space was foggy and smelled weird from the incense. But the lady captivated me with her glittering eyes and blood-red lipstick. "I've been waiting for you, Grace," she said. Whoa. I looked around. "How did you—" She smiled, her teeth glinting in the faux candlelight. "Your name tag, dear." Okay, now I felt dumb. "Come, have a seat," she said. "I sense you need this." If Cookie knew I was here, she'd drag me out of the booth and bless me with some holy water. But what Cookie didn't know wouldn't hurt her. So I sat down. "Good choice," she said with a wink. "Now, Grace, I suspect you didn't wander in here accidentally. You have questions that need answered." "Duh," I wanted to say. I knew fortune tellers got their money from really good guesswork, but part of me wished it was real. If I just knew how this would turn out, where taking a chance would lead, I could dive into it head first. "Let me see your palms," she said, and I put my hands on the table. She traced each of the lines on my palms with her pointed fingernails. The touch sent chills down my arms, right to my chest. Suddenly, the room felt like all he had left. "You love someone you don't want to love," she said. It wasn't a question. Her eyes connected with mine, and I nodded. She marked an X on my palm with her nails. "These two lines show a crossroads, a decision that will affect the rest of your life." "How will I know which one to make?" Her eyes narrowed. "I knew you were a logical girl, but if my readings are correct, this is a choice you'll have to make with your heart." "Is that it?" I asked. There had to be something she could tell me, even if it was just nitwitted advice. Her lips pursed together. "It depends. Do you want pain now or later?" I sense both decisions will end in pain, one with betrayal and one with loneliness. It is up to you to decide which you can handle. Betrayal. That's what we would be risking in all of this. But the loneliness? Could Fabio be the one and I'd missed it all this time? Maybe love didn't need to come with fireworks, just a flame that would never burn out. But she was right. That was my decision to make. I just had to choose. Okay, friends, thank you for being here for chapter 14 from Grace's perspective. Next time we will be reading from Fabio's perspective. I'm so thankful that you tuned into this live reading. And next time I'll probably try and hop on live again just because I'm liking this format. So as always, subscribe to this channel, like the video if you love this chapter, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you can get notified each time a new chapter comes out. Okay, good night.